Well, how you doing? Question: will vanity kill you? So to illustrate this, I'm gonna go ahead and tell a joke. It was a elderly woman. Um, Ambulance was called. She was sick, and they show up. The ambulance shows up, takes her to the hospital. The and the diagnosis is not good. So finally, the doctor goes in and says, uh, "Do you have family that can take care of your stuff? Because I'm afraid you're not going to leave this hospital." So, being that she has a terminal disease, she's up there like, "Oh, I'm not ready to go." So she ends up calling out to God, right? Now she's hooked up to all these monitors and stuff in the hospital, and and God answers back. It said, "Not only will I heal you of your disease, but I will also extend your life by 30 years." So, as weak as she was, she gets up and starts to, move, and the all the leads that are hooked up to her and everything got disconnected, and it demonstrated to the nurses and hospital staff that she died, right? She flatlined. So all the people come running, cold blue, cold blue. So when they go in and find out what's going on, she's doing a little Pentecostal dance, whatever, as much as she can, praising God, doing a little dance on her bed. So then uh, you go up and be like, "What's wrong?" "The Lord healed me." And the doctor, being the doctor, he's skeptical, so he goes up. "No, I don't think. I won't we'll go ahead and leave you here for observation." So they start running tests and everything. And day after day, she's getting stronger and stronger. And then doctor's finally convinced and says, "I believe what happened to you was truly a miracle. So I'm going to go ahead and release you. You can go on back to the house." And then she says, "No, don't release me yet." I said, "Why? Why shouldn't I release you? There's nothing wrong with you." They said, "Well, when the Lord said that he healed me, he said he's also going to extend my life by 30 years. So I was wondering, can you do a little facelift, and and uh, go ahead, even send it for a hairstylist to color my hair and cut it and everything, because I gotta look good for the Lord." So Doc says, "As long as you pay for it, we can do anything you want." So it has all these procedures done. Then finally comes the day that she gets released from the hospital. So now she gets all gussied up, goes out the hospital door, steps off the curb, and screeching around the corner comes an ambulance and runs her over, kills her. So now she's in front of the Lord. And she goes over to the Lord and says, "Lord, I thought you said you would extend my life by 30 years. He looked at her and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you." So let's look at whether vanity can kill you. Okay, and the definition of vanity can be descriptive. In Psalm 144, verse 4, it calls it as a fleeting shadow, right? Proverbs 22:8 says that when you sow wickedness, you reap trouble, and the rod of fury destroys you. In Psalm 94:11 says that those are the thoughts of man, right? That those are to look good for other to impress other people. And then in Acts 14:15, Barnabas and Paul had the opportunity to bask in the limelight of men, and they put them straight. They said, "Well, what are you guys doing? We are men just like you," because they call them gods. It says, so that's the description. Let's look at how it's manifested in wickedness. In Psalm 12, verse 2, it says, flattery is a deception. So when you flatter someone, it's always to get something else from them. So that's one thing, if you're being flattered, it's not because you're all that in a bag of chips. Also, that's the thoughts of man. Back to 94, Psalm 94, verse 11. And then in Isaiah 59:4 says there's no cause for justice. And in Jeremiah 51:17 through 18, it says, it's senseless and without knowledge. Goldsmith, shamed by his idols, it's fraud. It's worthless and the object of mockery. Those are the images that man create, saying that these are gods. No. So, what should the attitude of the believer be? Right? In Proverbs 30, verse 8, says that we keep lives for keep the evil from us, and just give us our daily bread. Right? Wasn't that one of the things that Jesus asked for when he was teaching his disciples to pray? And then in Psalm 119:37, it says, to turn your eyes from worthless things. Those are the attitude that we should have as believers. And Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17 says, Paul insisted in the Lord not to live like the Gentiles or the futility of their thinking. So that's the attitude that we need. Now, the last tidbit I want to share with you, people that, because if we all adopted the attitude of not having all this stuff, we wouldn't be coloring our hair or anything, right? We would put cosmetic companies out of business. It says in Proverbs 16:31, chapter 16, verse 31, it says that gray hair is the crown of splendor attained by the way of righteousness. That's worth the price of admission. That is all that in a bag of chips. So ponder on these things, my people, and be blessed.